President Trump makes a statement deciding to take action and fire missiles on a Syrian airbase in response to the chemical weapons attack that killed dozens, many of whom were children. Syria has responded to those strikes by firing back against opposition forces in the war-torn country. Meantime, Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, says removing Syrian President Bashar Al-Assad is now on a list of international goals that includes destroying ISIS and getting Iran's influence out of Syria. While many have praised the president's decision, some are still saying there's more that can be done. The crisis in Syria is our topic for our panel this half hour, and we want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page. You can also send a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us now here in the studio is our senior legal analyst, Chris Tridico. We also have Democratic media consultant Mustafa Tamiz and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. Good morning.
Good morning.
So many are wondering if this is a one-off thing where the U.S. responded to this one particular incident, or if we're going to see a drawn-out warfare and military action in Syria.
Well, that question remains to be seen. The president hasn't asked Congress for the authority to move in for greater action in Syria, and we'll see what Congress does. Congress refused to give President Obama authority to take any action in Syria, which is why he never did take any action in Syria. President took this action in Syria without even consulting Congress. What's going to happen?
A lot of people are saying that this is a reset. The president is letting not only Syria, Assad, but letting the world know that you have a new president, and the use of chemical weapons is not going to be acceptable. What Assad did to his own people is not acceptable, and the tolerance level of our current president is not going to be he's not going to tolerate things that his predecessor did. And so this is a reset. Even people who were critical of our president did praise this particular action because what Assad did was just inhumane.
Why would Assad, he's winning this war, why would he gas his people at this particular time? The United States had just said it's not on our radar to take him out. There was really no particular reason for this that anyone can see. What's the deal?
Look, it's very hard to get into the mind of a maniacal person, but the United States government, our Secretary of State and others had made clear that they had no business trying to get rid of Assad. Then they put in 500 to 600 troops on ground in Syria the week before against ISIS and other extremists to fight on ground. So there are American troops in Syria right now. Then the following week, Assad uses these chemical weapons after almost 400,000 people have been killed, about 5 million people have been displaced, and the president decides this is the line too far, and we drop bombs on a base in a way that the very next day Assad has fighter jets fly from that exact same airspace and come right off those, that runway and attack other Syrians.
Well, those type of missiles.
This is a fickle response, and it's dangerous because the president does not know what he's doing.
Well, he doesn't pick the missiles. The military picks the missiles.
But he has to sign off on these plans, and they did not attack the airstrip, and they did not destroy the airstrip. They only attacked just the chemical weapons. It was a very fickle response to this. And in the coming weeks and months, we're going to find out it's a bad decision.
Let's go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Okay, we're checking in on Twitter first with Ben. Ben says the U.S. airstrikes in Syria was Trump's way of redrawing Obama's red line. It got Assad's attention. Here's one from the president himself, congratulating our great military men and women for representing the U.S. and the world so well in the Syria attack. On to another one, this one from our Facebook page. Zach says, chemical warfare breaks world treaties. If we continue to let things slide, soon enough it would be a free-for-all. This is a horrible way to die, and it could not go unpunished. Yeah.
I agree with that. It couldn't go unpunished. But and I don't want to relitigate Obama, but he did ask for permission to bomb, and the Senate would not vote on it. And so he following the Constitution, he couldn't take action. And so if the president's going to move forward moving forward with this, he's going to have to get Congress to give him permission to move in.
That's correct. And you know, again, a lot of people who have been critics of our current president have praised this particular move, this particular action, because again, even though you said that Obama did not have permission, he and others in his administration had said many times that the chemical weapons that Assad has, he did not have. Correct? I mean, he had said that. He struck a deal with that regime. And so even though people say Obama did not have permission, they were under false information. They had false information.
The Russians were involved in cutting the deal in terms of taking over the chemical weapons, and they took responsibility, saying that we're removing the chemical weapons, and that's what occurred.
I don't want to get this again. I don't relitigate Obama. We got less than a minute. Is this a play by Vladimir Putin and Bashar Assad to change the subject in the United States from the Russia investigation?
I definitely think this is a reset. We have changed the discussion, but it's also the end of the bromance between Putin and Trump.
Is it?
That looks like the narrative. Look, the Secretary of State is going to be in Russia next week. He was given the Friendship Award by Vladimir Putin. It's time to start cashing in on the social capital that our current administration have with the Russians. If they can't deliver a deal in Syria, then what good is a reset?
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Join us. We're going to keep talking about this on Facebook Live right now, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes with another really good topic.
All right, we will see you guys then. Thanks so much.